Welcome to Northern Vibes, your go-to podcast for everything Northern Denver.
From everything Denver to Fort Collins, we're your local real estate experts shining a light on the incredible quality of life in the area.
We're going to cover local businesses, attractions, events, and interviews with experts, all while educating and empowering you to understand why the Northern Denver area is the best place to be.
Amen, sister.
You bet.
Hi there, my name is Ann Wymore and I'm with Northern Vibes, all things Northern Denver. I work currently at Navigate Real Estate, and with me today is my co-host.
I'm Wilson Miller with the Direct Lending Team powered by Citywide Home Mortgage.
And today we're interviewing the amazing Mile High title guy, Jerad Larkin from Chicago Title. If you are in the real estate realm, there's not very many people out there in the real estate realm that haven't heard about Jerad Larkin. So, Jerad, we have a lot of interesting questions for you. I hope you're ready. Wilson, why don't you take it away?
Mine aren't so interesting, but how did we become Mile High? Because I'm always interested, especially because we are highlighting Colorado and Northern Denver.
Yeah.
Like, how did people end up in Colorado? For me, it was a snowboard bum thing, and I think that's some of your past too. But how did you end up in Colorado? And then how did you end up falling into title work?
First off, thanks for the intro. Holy cow, Wilson, that was a mouthful of a company you work for.
I want you to talk for 15 minutes, save me some questions.
Oh, well, hey, so excited to be on the podcast, guys. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Colorado, I am not a quote unquote native from here. I'm from upstate New York, Saratoga Springs. Came out here, used to ski competitively. So free ride, half pipe, jumps, rails, all that stuff. That used to be my life. Did it every single day. And I used to come out to Colorado to compete. But truthfully, actually, I don't know if I haven't shared this with very many people, but I'll share it. University of Denver is the only college that I got accepted into. So I literally showed up. Yeah, I literally showed up on campus, had never seen the school. And I said, I guess this is where I'm going to school because it's the only school I got into. So crazy because that was a complete change in where I am at now because I went to DU. I actually, fun fact, I met my wife at DU, 19 years old, fake IDs, dive bar, that whole thing, super cool. And we both just knew we weren't going to leave Denver. Man, I love it here. I'm just so grateful to be here. Just the same reasons that all the other people are out here, you know.
Okay, I have a quick question before we move on. So, how many colleges did you apply for? Because you could be like, oh yeah, I only got accepted
No,
into
no,
one
no.
college. And if you only send one application, that's a pretty good number.
Yeah, no, I was like 14.
Okay.
So here's the backstory. I went to a ski academy in northern Maine, like 20 minutes from the border of Canada. So a small school, like 110 students, all the classes. To be fair, I didn't really have anyone kind of coaching me on how to apply for college. So I like literally just woke up and I was like, I'm gonna apply to Harvard. I'm gonna apply to Warren School. So I mean, I shot big, right? To be fair, to give myself some credit. I was like, I don't know what the point is of safety school. I just want to choose the schools that I want to go to. So to be fair, I aimed really high, and I didn't get into those schools.
Well, DU is a pretty nice school.
It all worked out. Yes. So here we are. Now I sell title insurance.
Perfect.
Didn't have to go to DU for that, but here I am.
That goes for all of us.
Yeah, right.
Well, how did you, from going from DU to being the title guy? I know there had to have been some stops in between. So what led you to where you're at now?
Yeah. Got out of DU and got a finance degree, still had no idea what I wanted to do. I grew up in real estate. Both my parents are commercial real estate brokers from upstate New York. So I kind of grew up into that, right? I was the guy at the front desk. I was in Photoshop, creating their mailers, answering the phone. So I grew up in that world. So I always got pushed business, real estate side of things. Got out of college, worked a job I didn't like for a while in real estate, quit that. And then my wife and I got married ourselves, small wedding up in Aspen. And then we knew we loved to travel. We've been grateful to travel some time throughout our lives. And we booked a one-way ticket to Lisbon, Portugal. And with nothing but backpacks to our backs, we spent roughly the next year backpacking through Europe and Asia. And we had so much fun. And the goal of that trip was to have fun, but also to, like, I don't know, figure out what we want to do with the rest of our lives, which didn't happen. Came back to reality a year later, had such a good time. Was living with her parents, like pretty much in their basement, realizing I have to wake up and hit reality here and figure out what I'm going to do. And my wife's from the Los Angeles area. So anyway, I was at a party out in LA, and we have a family friend who works in escrow sales. And she's like, you should sell title insurance. And I said, what's title insurance? And that's how it all started. So I literally Googled, what is title insurance? And title companies popped up. And, you know, to give credit where credit is due, though, there is a guy out of DC, he goes by the DC title guy, Wade Vandermolen, and he popped up and he had all these blogs and information on how to become a title rep. And basically his whole niche was, I sell title insurance, but I'm a marketing consultant. I ended up getting on a phone call with this guy for a couple of hours, and I said, hey, I'm going to do the same thing you're doing in DC, but do it here in Denver, because I love marketing, but I also love real estate. And that can be kind of my niche. So that's it. Boom. Mile High Title Guy, full speed ahead. And it's been a grind, but here I am 8 years later, still kind of doing it, you know?
Beautiful.
That's pretty amazing that you took off like that. So was he someone that you're even able to at this point give him a call up, and does he know about the Mile High Title Guy, the
He
DC?
does. Yeah, that's a good question. I actually talked to him a couple months ago. Yeah, we kind of caught up. It's kind of crazy how stuff like that goes down. But yeah, it's getting it. I mean, and I mean, sure. I mean, you're both of you guys, right? You've been in the real estate space for quite some time. From my perspective, when I got into it, though, uh, it was hard, right? One, not from here, didn't know anyone. It's a lot of relationships, a lot of connections, but also two, I think 8 years ago, this is 2017, there weren't really title people, right? Like teaching classes and providing marketing support
Mhm.
yet in the industry.
Yeah.
So when I reached out to like managing brokers and real estate agents, they're like, "What are you gonna do?" No, just show up and sponsor my
Just
meeting.
bring bagels. Just bring bagels and
Right.
coffee.
Give me
Right.
my bagels, bagel boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I kind of had to overcome that and kind of create that category. Here we are.
You were on the forefront of that. And, I was licensed. We've been in this about the same amount of time. And
Yeah,
like 2016. And you're right. It came on like a wave. That tech wasn't quite as hot yet. People weren't quite as addicted to social media as bad as they
sure,
are now yet.
sure,
It was
sure.
different. And then being from out of state, moving here, I always was like, man, I wish I was from here because those guys are killing it. It is a
Yeah.
lot harder to build those relationships when you're from another state and validate yourself. So good job and way to stick it out. I mean, that's our message to everybody else in this industry. See, it happens.
Check it out.
Well,
Yeah,
and
I mean, yeah, go ahead, Ann.
no, I was just going to ask you, you have like in a short time, I know 8 years doesn't seem like a short time, but in a short time,
Yeah.
you've built quite a name for yourself and
Mhm.
quite great consistency, great information. How did you do that in the beginning? Like, what is like, I only can I can only imagine based on all the classes that I'm seeing, everything
Right.
that you're into, like what does your average day look like and what's the struggle like to keep consistent and keep fresh? That was a
Want the real
really big
answer?
question.
That's the real job is keeping information fresh.
What does my day look like? What was today? I woke up, I worked out at the gym, I came back, helped get the kids ready. Chaos. Three little kids, twins are two, son's four, just absolute chaos. Why is everyone
Complete
screaming?
chaos. Yes.
Right. Wished my best to my wife, said thank you as I walked out the door to from the chaos. Right. And then proceeded to do, I mean, I just stacked my day. I don't know about you guys. It's meetings, it's breakfast, it's lunch. I went from a 9 a.m. call to a 9:15 to a 10:30 to a noon lunch to a 2 o'clock to a 3 o'clock Zoom I just had. And I'm going to finish this up. I'm going to go home and I'm going to have another 4:45. Right. Then it's family time, hang with the kids, right. Put the phones, devices off, all that. And before you know it, right, it's 8:30 at night, clean the house. And but then you know what? I haven't been looking at my emails all day and I have to catch up on my texts. And then I'm up late, unfortunately, for several more hours, right, catching up on all that stuff.
Yeah.
Because I don't know about you guys, but I can't. I'm like, no, it bugs me. I can't go to sleep until everything is done. I don't want to wake up behind because I'm just going to get further behind.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you can relate to that.
I was
Um,
like, oh, I have so many emails right
so
now to catch up
Oh,
on.
that's a great
yeah,
message for the realtors and loan officers and
yeah,
title reps out there right now thinking, self-employed, I make my own schedule, I
yeah,
do you? Well, if you make your own schedule, that means you have to fit in the work
yeah.
after the
So
curriculars, after things. And I'm the same way.
yeah,
That's what I tell a lot of people on my team. I don't care, you're off on a Sunday, excellent, but at least log in for an hour and get through that inbox. Do not hit Monday morning with
yeah,
100 emails in your inbox because now your week, the beginning of
yeah.
your week is going to be a nightmare.
Yeah, no, I agree. So, truthfully, it's not glamour. I mean, I love it. I love what I do, but I'm not getting much sleep. I mean, I'm up till midnight because then on top of that, right? Then I'm like, I'm addicted to all this stuff that I'm teaching on the marketing and AI side. So then I'm like, I'm going down this funnel of reading about this new AI thing that might be beneficial to my business and your business, and then right, and that's kind of how it goes. Uh, yeah, I love it. It's a lot. I just hired a virtual assistant. I don't know if you guys are have like
Oh
VAs and
yeah, we've
stuff,
got a couple of them.
but oh my goodness, that has been the biggest game changer, just starting to offload stuff. So I'm trying to get back that time. I need to get back that time. So that's what I'm working on right now.
Yeah.
But starting out, and oh my goodness, starting out in title insurance, not knowing anyone, it's a grind. I always share this. I mean, people don't realize. I mean, at the end of the day, right? Like, if I look at my numbers, your average title escrow cost is going to be around, just under $3,000 on average. And if you look at that and you break that down per transaction, a chunk of
Oh,
that's going to go to Chicago title, a chunk of that's going to go to the closer, a chunk of that's going to go to the sales rep. You have to bring in a lot of transactions every single month to be successful in this business. So it's either, it's a combination of the right relationships, but also a lot of relationships and a lot of loyalty and a lot of trust and a lot of value. Just like any sales career, it's a grind starting it out. And truthfully, I was ready to get fired. Like 18 months in, I felt like I gave it my all. Right. I mean, I'm sure you guys too, you're very successful. You give it your all and it just takes time for stuff to come. And I just remember being in this lull where nothing was happening and I was putting in all this effort. I'm gone from 8 a.m. to whatever, 10 o'clock at night, barely making any money. Right. I'm not home. I'm not with my wife. She's like, where are you? What's going on? Is this really the right career path for you? Right. And truthfully, I kind of threw in the towel. I was just waiting for Chicago title to fire me. And then slowly, like all those relationships that I was building, slowly it started to build and build. And I was like, all right, maybe I'll keep doing this and see where it goes. And
well, I
yeah,
think that's probably one of the strongest messages to push out is that there aren't very many of us in any type of business that haven't just said, "Oh my God, I'm so sick of all this work. I'm not successful. This is not paying off. Screw it."
yeah,
And then you kind of take a step back and all of your work then starts catching up with you. So you're saying you were in it for about 2 years before you were like,
yeah.
oh, Chicago might want to keep me. Is that what I'm
Probably a couple
hearing?
more years. I mean, I was still in the bottom. I don't know about you guys, but like the way it works for us, every day, every business day, that report comes out with where you are at on that totem pole, how many deals you've done, how much revenue you've closed, and man, it is not fun being at the bottom. You know, um,
I completely agree. Being at the
yeah,
bottom isn't fun, but I also feel like what you're experiencing right now, hiring a VA, is that burnout is real.
yeah,
And we all need to protect ourselves from absolute burnout because it
yeah,
can happen. It can climb up and hit you really, really fast. So,
yeah.
is a VA the only assistant that you have? Like, what does your workflow look like?
Currently. Yeah, VA is handling, as of last week, all of my social media. I literally just have to record my video on my phone with my teleprompter and then push it off. Video gets edited,
Mhm.
gets posted all the channels, blog post, email, all the things done. So that's huge. And then we'll add more tasks. We'll see. Yeah, it's been a good first month. I've had the VA for about a month now, and I giving up that control is hard,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Hmm.
Giving up that control. You can't do it as good as I can. And but as you guys know, because you've done it, right? If you set up the right processes and do the right training videos and all that, they can do it. They want to. So it's cool. So yeah, currently just a VA, but right as I said, high volume business, a lot of relationships. It's hard to stay in front of everyone. So if I want to continue to scale and grow my business, I'm going to keep needing to hire
You
more
have
people that
to.
can support me. It's the only way. It's just the economy of scale if you want to go up.
Yeah, I completely agree. I couldn't do half of what I'm doing. I have an assistant but I also did almost a job share thing. So I hired
Yeah.
her going, okay, I really need help, but I don't need help for the whole day. I definitely
Yeah.
don't need that. So I think it's also being creative. Like when you are hiring someone, like for you, it's a virtual assistant. For me, I'm like, well, I really need someone who I can see every day, who helps me with showings, helps me with things in the office, but I
Yeah.
couldn't use her 40 hours.
Yeah.
So there's other positions at work that are now going, oh, well, they use her half a day, I use for half a day. And I think the hardest part when you do hire someone to come in and help you is training them and then letting it go.
Yeah, in person is the next thing. I did starting out, I actually did find I put up a job post. And for anyone listening, if maybe you just need someone to help out for some hours here and there, I put up job posts at all the local colleges and universities to try to hit up the college kids. Hey, need help with video work or social media or whatever. And I found a guy through that who worked with me for a while and it was fantastic. For anyone who feels that's listening to this that feels burnt out and feels like you do need support, I've felt like this since honestly since January. This is the last 7 months. But right, I never took that plunge. And for me, I found like the best piece of advice I could give is just hire the dang person and just start paying them. And then like you're gonna realize you're literally paying them to do nothing. And then you're like, all right, I have to lean into this and do this, right? But truthfully, I'm from the virtual assistant side. I think the risk is low too, because worst case scenario, if it's not the right fit, it's not the right fit, and you part ways. But if it is the right fit, you're good to go.
And
I think all this is great. Like, outside of title, because Anna and I were talking, we have the general poke listing too. And we like to do success stories, business owners, entrepreneurship, right? So all this feeds into that entrepreneurial spirit of the perseverance, the failure. If you're, they say if you're about to quit, you've almost made it, you know? And
Yeah,
then you have the letting go phase. Then you have the boundary phase. But what comes with that part is, like you said, and I'm going through that as we speak, it's being patient with training, letting go of some of your expectations of perfection, riding that rough ride and
yeah,
giving that training or, that helping hand and
yeah.
being as patient as possible before you can just go letting go. And then, like you said, hire slow, fire fast.
Yep, you got it.
I like
Well,
it.
so while we're on that topic, I mean, I'm super happy. Congratulations on hiring someone.
Thank
Because
you.
so where are you taking your business next? Are you just trying to compound your growth? What are you looking to do with your business moving forward?
That's a great question. I should figure that out. Truthfully, I've been moving so darn fast this year, and I've been very fortunate at this point to I've just I know if I do these activities, it will result in these results, and it's just growing and compounding. And I'm just honestly, I'm going 200% full speed. Truthfully, in about 3 weeks from now, I will be. I'm a big fan of Tom Ferry and everything he does. I'll be out in Dallas for 4 days at his Dallas Summit event. So that is going to be, I think, some time for me to kind of reflect and figure it out. But at the meantime, it's going to be keep growing, keep doing this. I love doing it. Right? How do I scale without burning out, without sacrificing other things that are important? Right?
Wow.
You're doing all this to. I mean, I'm doing all this to be with family and spend time with them. Right? I mean, we're all just trying to do our best out there. How do we do it in a fulfilling way that doesn't burn us out? That keeps us successful. Yeah. In the meantime, it's full speed ahead. Keep growing and do more. And yeah, that's where it's at. That's where I'm at right now.
Well, and shout out to, honestly, between a shout out to the spouses who are
Yeah,
covering our
true.
backs. and having
True.
us out, like we're able to do what we're able to do because we have those people at home who have our back and who are helping us get things done, whether it be a spouse, a girlfriend, a boyfriend,
Yeah.
anything, your family, because
Yeah.
they're giving up just as much as we are to only see us for a couple hours.
I
So
completely agree.
the
I completely
unsung
agree.
heroes of all of this is, a lot of this stuff couldn't have been done. Or one of the reasons I got into it, I love my
Yeah.
husband and he knows this story, was because I wanted
Yeah.
to beat him financially. That was it. I was like, I don't really care how many deals I
Yeah.
close, but when am I going to beat him financially?
Hmm.
So there's
Yeah.
also those people, who push us and help us to define our goals and to go after them. And they're our backbone because without them, we would still be like, well, what's the point?
Yeah.
What's the purpose of all this? So it's those
Yeah.
people, our families, our cheerleaders that keep us motivated and keep us going too, that, we really
Yeah.
hiring an assistant is great, but when you have someone there who's like, no, it's okay if you're at dinner, you can take the phone call without them getting
Yeah.
pissed at you.
Yeah.
That's when you know you found a winner.
Yeah, no, and that's a very good point, right? Because I mean, I always joke. I mean this in a good way, right? I always joke that I don't think I'd last long as a real estate agent, with my wife because you got the phone call coming in, right? And you want to help, and you have the best interest of everyone, right? But at the same time, you want to be present with whoever you're with and balancing that and managing that. But it sounds like, right, having the same alignment with your significant other on that is critical.
Yeah,
It is.
it is critical. So my other question to you, so I keep asking like the ones that you like have to really, really think about is so as you're going down the rabbit hole. So
Yeah.
just to point out to anyone who's not in our realm or in real estate, Jerad does a lot of classes about social media, Google ad spend, different like what is it?
AI tools.
Sure.
AI,
Yeah. AI.
leads,
Yeah. Yep.
different things like that. So are you following certain people? What's that like training process look like? Because as you're growing your business, you also
Yep.
can't become stale.
Yep.
So what are some of the things that you do to stay ahead of that niche market?
Yeah. I heard somewhere that you have to reinvent yourself like every 18 months, right? Otherwise
Okay.
you become stale. And that's kind of always what I've led in. To give you an example, when I got into title insurance sales 8 years ago, I had one class, it was Video 101, and it was trying to teach realtors just to maybe use video, right? And what happened was I just, every time I do these classes, I get feedback and I write down things that they ask me and then I go look it up or research it. And that's where I then lead into learning other things and trying other things. So that's where one class has finally kind of just evolved into, I don't know, like 12, 13 different classes on a variety of different topics in terms of marketing and helping real estate professionals with their business. So I agree. You have to continue reinvent yourself. So you have to love and be passionate about what you do. I feel like now more than ever here in the second half of 2025, it's this AI stuff. It's just taking over more and more. I mean, it's incredible. I'm like up late at night, like messing around on chat gpt and these different things I can do, and it's amazing because it can give you back your time, right? Again, it's like, how can I get an efficiency hack here, and how can I be more productive and leverage these tools and resources? So for me, it's always been classes and events. You've got to do something to provide value and stay in front of your audience. Cold calling, truthfully, I didn't give it much of a chance. I did it for maybe a week and said, I'm done with it.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know I did the pop buys. I used to make baskets and go to Costco and go into real estate offices and felt like I was bothering them, and that didn't last long. And you got to find whatever works for you and whatever you're doing, whether you're starting up a business or doing sales. But you got to try things. So I tried all of the things that I didn't like, and then what I realized was once I found something that wasn't as hard, like maybe standing in front of a room of people and talking, I'm like, well, this isn't as bad as having to go do that. And it's kind of like where I've gone since day one.
Amen, man. Amen. And anybody listening, industry professionals, yeah, Jared, follow Jared on his stuff, join some of his classes. well worth it. And that goes back to the freedom part, the boundaries part, where, that's where I'm getting at in my career too. Yeah, a lot of it's automated. You got to
Yeah,
learn the automation. You got to learn
yeah,
the AI. You got to have the VAs. If you're trying to, grow to, if you're trying to scale, truthfully scale, you
yeah.
can't sacrifice your entire life to do
Sure,
so. So it comes
sure.
in real handy. And for those again listening, Jared's got a lot of good information on that stuff.
Thank
You
you.
can lead a horse to, I'll tell you this too. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. So
That's
everybody,
that's
everybody wants
correct.
the magic pill when they come to a class. So they're telling me if I'm leading a sales
Yeah,
meeting, I'm like, guys, I can give you the ideas. I can give them to you. Some proven
yeah,
facts. They work with consistency, but you
yeah,
have to do them. You have to work
yeah,
it.
Well,
yeah.
and I also think kind of what you're saying, Jared, also is to find something that you really love and enjoy and do that greatly, and they'll come
Hmm.
to you. I'm not a cold caller. I hate
No.
cold calling.
Yeah,
I too like tried baskets, and I still think sometimes pop buys go, but when you
sure.
find what you're really good at and what you're passionate about and something that you enjoy doing, it is one of those contagious things. And for you standing up in front of a classroom of people, it's super easy. Whereas someone would say, put me in front of a phone, I'd rather do that a million
It's
times
true.
over.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
So
yeah.
true.
You gotta find what you want to do.
you got to find what you love. That's the biggest
Hmm.
thing, is once you find what you love and it's not hard, that's your best part of your day, is going and doing a class and getting up and talking. Like, yeah, no, we don't always enjoy it, but we
Yeah.
enjoy it more than, I don't know about you guys, but I would rather show a bazillion houses than have to do paperwork in front of a computer. Kill me now.
I mean, the computer. I will spend my life savings having somebody work the computer part for me.
Yes.
I will walk away with $0 rather than do the computer part.
That's so funny. I love that. Yeah.
But
I'm
it,
quick to
Yeah, that's
automate
good.
that,
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
but this is
The other
great,
thing too,
man.
guys, on the classes and events is I agree, like right, automation, all that cool. Right, that helps you keep in front of people. But obviously we have to have genuine relationships, right, with the people we're working with.
Yes.
And like I said from the beginning, with title being such a high volume business, from that person, that real estate professional who sends whether it's one deal a year or 10 deals a month or whatever, right? The classes, the events, you guys have probably seen Wilson. I mean, you've seen for quite some years. I just kind of try things. Someone just
Yeah.
pitches me an idea. Hey, go try dodgeball. Okay. All right. Let's see if anyone shows up.
Yeah.
Um, but it brings community together, which is also kind of cool as this has evolved. I mean, when I first started doing these classes and events, nobody showed up. One person showed up, but I just did a couple hundred more and started to started to grow a little bit of a following. And I've always led with the intention of there's no catch, there's no hard sales pitch. Yes, I'd love to work with you, obviously, but please come out, enjoy, learn. If there's a chance to work together down the road, cool, let's do it. But in the meantime, let's all learn some stuff, or let's hang out and do some mini golf or cook some burgers at this barbecue, whatever it is. Let's bring the community together. And as cheesy as that sounds, it's pretty fun to do.
And that's a
well,
good tip. That's a good tip too. At some point that dawned on me about 4 years in. I would just do the Rockies event, rent out the cabana, beers on me. Here's the rock pile tickets, and then it's a hit. Just my point to there's those industry professionals listening or working for us. It's quit overthinking it. Just do what you would consider fun.
Yeah.
The
you
dodgeball
don't
thing, the
want to go, no one
pickleball
else
thing, the
wants to
mini
go.
golf thing. A lot of times
Yeah.
we almost think too formally about an event or a gathering for our past clients or future referral partners to where, yeah, it's stale for the first few years until you just loosen up a little bit and be like, wait a minute, what would actually be kind of fun for me to do? What do I think is fun? What does a normal person think
Yeah.
fun is? So like
Yeah.
taking it a little lighter, it seems you have more success.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, Jared, thank you so much for hopping on and kind of sharing with us your journey through this fun thing that we call real estate life.
Yeah. Of
Just
course.
goes to show you how much marketing and different skills that you need to be self-employed and to get out there and to push for people to understand the services that we provide. You have definitely increased my business just by like catching you and following you on YouTube and different things like that. The only other thing I would point out is if you're not in the real estate sphere, if you're not in the real estate sphere, that's not for you. I would definitely still look up Jerad Larkin, the Mile High Title Guy, on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, those different things, because a lot of the information that you are teaching us can be used by anyone with a small business. Anybody out there who's really looking to grow something marketing wise, grassroots, inexpensively, I would definitely say that Jerad would be one person that I would follow. I have learned so much from your classes. And again, you almost have to go to one of your classes like 10 times because there's always that you're like, I can only do one thing after one of those classes.
Yeah.
And so you find that one thing, you master it, and then you go to another Jerad Larkin class. Even if it's the same one, and then you can build on that. But if there's anyone out there, definitely follow Jerad. Again, I just really appreciate you and your insight and what you bring to all your classes because they're not boring and you have a flood of information.
Amen. I second that.
So
thank you guys. Appreciate
just wanted to say thank you so much for joining our podcast. And my name is Ann Wymore with Navigate Realty. And
me butting
go ahead, Wilson.
Me over talking like usual is Wilson Miller with Direct Lending Team.
Powered by
Citywide Mortgage.
Oh, I love it. Cool.
And
Well,
Jerad
guys,
Larkin
thank you.
with Chicago
Jerad
Title.
Jerad Larkin. Yeah, and any of you listening, whether you're in real estate or not, if there's anything I can do to support you, Mile High Title Guy, milehighTitleGuy.com. Reach out to me. Happy to help.
Thank you so much, Jerad.
Thanks for listening. This is Ann Wymore with Navigate Realty. And if you missed important information from this episode, check us out on Facebook at Northern Vibes Colorado.
And this is Wilson Miller with Source Mortgage Group. Also follow us on YouTube at Northern Vibes CO.